phrase shoot the breeze means to chatter idly or gossip. Did you know that today's version of that is spilling the tea? Did you know that a chuff chum is a companion or a pal? Whereas today people say fam, which means someone's closest friends. I'm sure these phrases sound silly, but this is how people talk or have talked in the 1950s. Writing this speech, I wouldn't have known any of these 1950s phrases without technology. I rely on technology a lot. On a typical day, I use technology by emailing, doing homework, checking my grades, watching Netflix or Disney Plus, checking the time, going on social media, and texting and calling people. I usually text to ask a question that doesn't need to be answered in that exact moment, but if I call, that means it's urgent. In my survey, I asked, do you think that the quality of conversations has decreased since the outbreak of technology? One of the most relatable answers I got is, yes, I think many prefer talking online. This mostly includes Snapchats of faces with the occasional "what you doing?" I wish we had conversations like "how was your day?" instead of "suck." In addition to that, I believe technology has caused us, including myself, to have weak conversational skills. Let's start with the difference between the words we use in our conversations in the 1950s and now. As you heard at the beginning of my speech, words have changed. I used a dictionary of slang and unconventional English, written by Eric Partridge, as he lists thousands of words and slang phrases, of which 1,852 of them are from the 1950s. Partridge also lists these examples. To clog down is to drive fast. A crossword spanner is a pencil. Crumbs is small change, or a ding is a party. I believe that we are wanting to go through life at a faster rate nowadays and shorten our words instead into abbreviations. Robin, author of Decoding Teen Slang, lists current teen slang that is being used and how. Robin stated abbreviations such as TBH is to be honest, GOAT is greatest of all time, or FOMO is fear of missing out. Next, technology in the 1950s. In the survey I sent out, I asked, what types of technology does society have in the 1950s? Most of you answered with, I don't know, or cars. I found in the article, technology in 1950s, Northern New York was new, scarce commodity, says former Potsdam woman. A few examples, what a typical family would have. Technology in 1950s stated, we had a black dial phone, table model, with a wire-like cord covered with fabric. To put that in perspective for you, that phone on the wall didn't even exist yet. Technology in 1950s also stated, other new electronics during the mid-50s included the record player that allowed you to stack up 45 records. Pull the arm over the top of the stack so that one record would drop down when one finished. The transistor radio was also a big thing and allowed radios to become portable. The TV was a monstrous thing with two knobs on the front, one for the on, off, and volume, and the other one to change the channels. Out of those new electronics from the 50s, the most portable one was a transistor radio, which could give you music. One purpose. The most portable electronic device in the 50s only had one purpose. Continuing on, let's talk about current technology. In my survey, I also asked, if you lived in the 1950s, what would be the biggest challenge for you? Surprise, surprise, most of you said technology. With the technology we are surrounded by today, how could you not put that down as your answer? Neil Monroe, the author of Smart Technologies Make Home Smart Too, for Noonan Kaweta magazine, explains what technology is like inside of our homes today. Monroe states, today's technology gives homeowners that ability and allows them to control practically everything in their homes through apps on their phone. So far, the biggest problem with this is also stated by Monroe. He said, according to many experts, the rapid changes and improvements are creating some level of confusion among consumers. Imagine your grandparents trying to use the latest technology. My grandparents all decided to get iPhones at the same time one year. That resulted in a 4-hour crash course of how to use it. And today they still don't know how to send me a picture over text. The next, let's move on to TV. Little kids watch too much TV and it shows in reading ability. While technology can be used as a teaching tool, too much time in front of a screen is bad for children. It's an article that explains how and who television is affecting the most. Little kids watch states. In such homes where TV is heavily viewed, where children have TVs in their bedrooms, or the household TV is on most of the time, just 34% of ages 4 to 6 can read. That's compared with 56% in homes where the TV isn't on as much. Ryan Arciero, author of Too Much Technology for Kids is Bad for Development, for the Chicago Education News Examiner, explains why technology can harm kids' physical growth in the long run. In Arciero's article, Professor Larry Roseman states, "These devices have an almost obsessive pull towards them. There's certainly no other toy that can compare with the screen, video, and interactivity of the high-definition screen." In conclusion, technology has caused us to have weak conversational skills. Instead of talking to people face-to-face, it's more convenient to do behind a screen. In my survey, I asked, how often would you choose to have a conversation over text versus in person? Surprisingly, the results came out pretty even, but it could be better. I know it can be fairly easy to avoid social interaction. You can even choose to do so at Walmart by going to the self-checkout. My point is to say hi to that person in the hallway, sit with the person alone at lunch, or just get off your phone and talk to the people around you. I challenge you to go a day, obviously not a school day, to go completely technology-free. Thank you for listening to my speech.